All right, guys, welcome back. We got day two, round two of the NFL mock draft. So leave a like if you enjoy it, comment what your thoughts are, subscribe if you want to see some more. So we'll jump right into it. We're gonna recap the picks with each one as we make it, so don't feel lost. Cam Ward is who we took in the first round for them, the quarterback out of Miami. And I think the way to go is to build around him. You got Jerry Jeudy already, good solid receiving option. Get him another receiver, right? See what you got with your quarterback, build around him. Matthew Golden, he's climbed up the charts for a reason. He's been absolutely incredible. Easily the best receiver on Texas right now, surpassing Isaiah Bond, who is also an excellent receiver. But Matthew Golden has been the guy, been the go-to guy for sure. So New York, all right, so we took Tedroy McMillan to start with. So this is where you take your quarterback, in my opinion. If your guy fell to you, um, this is where you go in the second round. With New York, you don't want to force the pick. And I think he will potentially fall here, and I like it. And that's Jackson Dart. I think he's the most polished quarterback prospect in this class, potentially. Um, Athletic, good arm, came from a system that you don't love for the NFL. Lots of quick reads and predetermined reads and stuff like that. So it's going to take him some time to develop, but um, got all the raw traits for sure. And I think is a polished passer, very accurate with the football. So I think you give him a little time, a little development, and I think he'll be excellent. So get your veteran for a year. And if you're ready to and he's looking good by week 8, week 10, go ahead and plug him in there. If not, let him sit for the first year and develop. So Jackson Dart, I think, is the move there. Tennessee. All right, you guys took Travis Hunter, a two-way player, your corner receiver, solves two problems for you. Could consider going quarterback here, maybe Dylan Gabriel. He's looked pretty good. Um, Jalen Milrow, not super high on him, but if you like him, you want to sit him for a while and develop him because of the athleticism. Um, that's definitely one way you could go. Will Howard is another option. He's continued to look good throughout the college football playoffs. I think why not? Why not take a swing on a guy, right? Levis isn't your answer. You didn't take Shadur or Cam in the first round. Cam was already gone, but you didn't take Shadur. So go get your guy now. See what you got. Take Will Howard. All right, Jags at 36. You guys took Will Johnson, probably the best player in the class, arguably. Excellent corner. Interior offensive line, for sure. It's where you guys got to go. Got to protect Trevor Lawrence. He's getting beat up. Wyatt Milam, excellent at tackle. Will likely play guard. Easy pick for them. Raiders. Okay, you guys took Shadur. Well, most likely you're going to continue to surround him with weapons, right? Got Jacoby Myers. Probably want to try and find a receiver that complements him. You got Brock Bowers already at the tight end position. Jacoby Myers is very underrated. Really good receiver. So, I'm not Jaden Higgins. I think Jaden Higgins has a solid floor. I think he looks like a really good prospect, and I think he may not be as flashy as some of the other guys, but he consistently produces, and that's pretty huge. So take Jaden Higgins there. All right, the Pats, you guys took Will Campbell in the first round. Protect Drake May. Probably weapons as well, right? You don't really have a whole lot of options there. Let's take Tez Johnson for you guys. I like Tez Johnson a lot. Played with Bo Nix when Bo Nix was at Oregon. Looked really good, has continued to look good. Played this year, obviously, with Dylan Gabriel. Very productive receiver on that team. Speed. He's got the height. I think he's pretty solid receiver for sure. Chicago. Chicago's in a good spot here. They took Genty in the first round, and they've got two picks just about back to back, with only the Saints picking in between here. So you really don't have to worry too much about your pick getting sniped, which is nice. Kind of almost double dip here and really just pick whoever you want. Really not even worry about who's behind you trying to take a player from you. So Chicago, you went with Genty. Got to protect Caleb Williams, right? His hero ball running around stuff is not ideal. So you don't want to get him hurt before the franchise is really has a chance to benefit from his development. So I think you go with a high quality guard here. That's Tate Ratledge. I think that's a great pick for them. Saints, you guys took Abdul Carter. Number of different ways you guys can go with this one. I think you've got some really good players here that have continued to fall to you. That being said, you did lose Marcus Lattimore, your longtime cornerback, the heart of the defense. I think getting a guy like Darian Porter in there, big upgrade for you in the secondary. Chicago, you got your double dip pick now. So you took Genty in the first round, you took your guard. You've got just a great edge rusher that's sitting right here that fell all the way down to you. Shamar Stewart, definitely a first round talent. Just the way the board fell, the team needs. That's a dream. Chicago would definitely have a good review for those three first picks, I believe. 42, you got the Jets. Took Mason Graham, decided not to go for a quarterback. Obviously, the first two were already off the board. Do you want to take Milrow? You like Dylan Gabriel? Quinn Ewers, he really shot down for me. He looked not good. Arch Manning looks significantly better. Riley Leonard looks like a pretty polished prospect, pocket passer for sure. Um, I think you may see, with the exception of Milrow, I think you see these guys probably go more in the third round. And I think the Jets are okay with trying to just continue to build pieces and not reach on a quarterback for whatever reason. I mean, it just hasn't worked before. No matter who they get, it doesn't seem to work. So take the guy that's there, right? The need. So you took Mason Graham as the defensive interior. You do have Tyleik Williams. Not sure you want to double dip on the defensive interior position. I think what you do potentially, depending on who's there for you at cornerback, take Maxwell Harrison, right? You're going to lose DJ Reed most likely. You've got Sauce back there. Draft another corner that can develop for you and help shore up that secondary until you figure things out on the offensive side of the ball. But the Jets D, they always keep them in it because they play pretty well. And so really no matter who you have back there, as long as you're not turning the ball over, you guys have a chance to win games. So San Fran at 43 took a tackle. I think that's a solid move. Help Purdy out. You could even go guard here. Um, double dip on the line, really go in. But I think you can probably get away with getting one of those guards in the third round, maybe. Marcus Bowe from Purdue, he may fall there too, or a similar player. Um, I think having Tyleik Williams here is tough to pass up on, but I think they want to go edge rusher. I think they want to complement Bosa, and I think you go Prince Umamielen. 44, the Cowboys. You took Luther Burden, helped out CeeDee Lamb. Could still use a running back. You got Rico Dowdle. Is it time to go Cam Skattebo? Is it time to go Caleb Johnson, potentially? Caleb Johnson arguably could go in the first round. I think they do. I think they do, and I think it's not a bad idea. Give the one last shot to Dak, see if he's got it. Go, right, go all in on your offense. Try and put up 40. and see if you've got the team to be able to do it. Your defense, when they show up, is decent. It's got a couple holes in it, but I think you can get that in the back half of the draft. So let's take Caleb Johnson. I like that pick. You're happy with a running back in the second round if you're Dallas. I think that's that talented first round talent for sure. All right, moving on. We got the Colts. We took an edge rusher, Nick Scorton. Good value, BPA at the time. Um, could look to use, secondary. They've got good edge rushers already. They're invested in. Um, already got solid receivers. Let's take a tight end. Right, we passed on the tight end in the first round. I think this is right about right. Maybe a couple picks early. All right. Override. We're not gonna do it. Here's my philosophy. You've got Anthony Richardson. He turns the ball over when he plays, right? Assuming he's playing. Build something like Philly's got, right? Build a run first offense, something easy, and just build a nasty defense that can keep you in it where you don't have to play from behind and you can afford to just run the ball until he develops more as a passer. Take the Jalen Hurts route and just continue to load up on the defensive side of the ball. Um, I don't think that you've got the corners that you want to see there potentially. Maybe Azariah Thomas. Um, I think it's early. It's super early to take him. So look at the safety position, and Xavier Watts is an incredible safety, but Nick Amenwori, guy lays the hammer. He's potentially a first round talent that sneaks in there. So I think that's a good pick for them at the safety position. A lot of people have Malachi Starks going to them in the first round, so safety I don't think is too crazy, especially in the second round if they lay off. I think you could see them build up the defensive side of the ball and try and take that path. Like I said, kind of the Eagles route. All right, 46 Atlanta. We took James Pierce, Junior. Consider building some weapons around Penix, right? Outside of just Jake London and Kyle Pitts, if you want to call that a weapon still. I think he is, but regardless, Darnell Mooney is your two. I really see him kind of more as a like elite three, like a speedster. Um, so get a guy that can help take the pressure off the offensive game for you, give you some weapons if you need it. Um, I think that's where you go. I think you take Savion Williams here. 46, sorry, 47, Arizona Cardinals. Okay, they went tackle in the first round. Could definitely use a guard, use a defensive lineman, either edge or defensive interior. At this point, man, you've had some incredible talent fall to you at the second round here. Let's take Walter Nolan. Walter Nolan is lightning fast for a defensive interior player. Can get to the quarterback, can stuff the run. Tyler Williams is kind of the huge run stuffer out of this class, it seems like. But yeah, Walter Nolan, excellent value there. 48, we got Miami. We went Josh Simmons for them. So we got the tackle position. Could potentially go guard here. Like I said, maybe you want to go guard third round and see if you can get that value. I don't think that's a bad move. You do need defensive interior, and you've got an excellent player that fell to you here. It doesn't make sense to pass on him. So we take him here. Bengals would have loved that pick, I think. I think if Tyreek Williams falls all the way to 49, I think the Bengals are jumping all over that. They need defensive tackle help, despite the fact that their young defensive tackles have looked pretty good. They still need help for sure at that position as well as edge. So 49, Cincy, we took Tyler Warren. I think it's time to go defensive side of the ball for sure. And you again have some really high quality edge rushers here. So Landon Jackson looks really good. Obviously, he's got the size profile. JT Tuimoloau, he looks extremely good from Ohio State as well, playing on the other side of Jack Sawyer coming off the edge. This Louisville edge is very highly ranked as well. We got Mike Green out of Marshall. I think really any of those guys, to be honest, you can't go wrong with. I think it's just kind of what you like and maybe what complements or what fits your team. Um, I think maybe they shy away from Landon Jackson just because I think they kind of maybe already have somewhat of a similar profile in Miles Murphy, and he was not really it for you. I think you take JT to right there. Get your edge help. Perfect. Seahawks at 50. You guys went with the defense. You took Jalen Walker, edge slash linebacker. I think that's a really good fit, really good pick for you guys. Get that Legion of Boom style player back in there for you. I think you could definitely help out on the offensive line now. So potentially get a tackle that can also play, guard for you, or just a straight up tackle. And, you know, again, I think these are first round talents here. Arianti Ursary, that's a true tackle. Do you want to have him play guard? Probably not. He's probably a bit big for it, but you do have kind of a question mark at one of your tackle positions. So I think you take Arianti Ursary, good value here. Broncos, you guys took a tight end. You took Colson Loveland, and I think you're happy with the receivers that fall here to you, especially at pick 51. I think there's some really good talent. Trey Harris, I think is really tempting. Um, I think they've kind of already got some like burner pieces in there, but I think ultimately who fits them the best right here. Jack Beck doesn't drop a ball. He can complement Cortland Sutton. You've already got, that burner in Mims. So get a guy that can be a possession receiver for you and help out Bo Nix. You've got great receiving threats now. I think if you double up there between tight end and wide receiver for the Broncos. 52, you got the Bucks. We took edge rusher Michael Williams. I like that pick for them. Well, linebackers. Too early to go linebacker? I don't think so. And the Bucks use their linebackers. They're very talented and have been for quite a while. So I think Chris Paul Jr., that's an excellent pickup in the second round. Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, we took Benjamin Morrison. Got our corner. Like that. How about the defensive a little bit? Well, I assume we're probably going to stick with Justin Fields and build around him for a little bit, see what you got. He looked pretty good until you benched him for Russell Wilson. So definitely could use some receiver help outside of Pickens. Let's take Ayamanor. It's good prospect, good receiver. Obviously played at Stanford, but still produced. Played against good competition. Still played against Travis Hunter and had 150 yards that game on him. I think he had 300 actually the game, maybe. So he's yeah, he can produce. Panthers at 54. So we took Malachi Starks, straight up the secondary for you guys. If there's a corner that falls to you that you like, that probably would be a good choice. I don't necessarily love these guys. Um, Denzel Burke has really fallen off as of late. Seems like they've gone after him a lot. Azariah Thomas, Mello Dotson, I think is an interesting consideration, but again, I think it's probably too early. Um, I think you help your defensive line, and you've got some excellent players here. And I think we take an edge rusher, so I think we take Landon Jackson. All right, 55, the Chargers. You guys went with Omarion Hampton. You like that? A couple different places you guys can go for sure. Edge rusher, maybe defensive interior. Could use a solid tight end. Will Dissly has been rough, really rough. How about Harold Fannin Jr.? Absolute steal at 55 here. Freak athlete, produced over 1,000 receiving yards at the tight end position at Bowling Green. I think the Chargers love that pick there at 55. Green Bay at 56. You took Jahdae Barron. I think that's big. got a lot of receivers, it seems like, between Wicks and Watson and Reed and just a whole rotating cast in there. So as much as you need receiver, you've got some solid pieces. I don't necessarily know that I see a guy in here right away that really moves the needle. Maybe Trey Harris. Um, I think you wait. I think you, like I said, I think you've got, that rotating receiver cast that you seem to use pretty well. You've got your tight ends. I think you shore up the defense, right? Green, and that has been Green Bay's MO, right? Is they go after defense and they play good defense, and that's worked for them. So we're gonna take the Louisville edge rusher here. He's really good value, and he's dropped quite a bit. All right, 57, the Texans. You guys took Emeka Egbuka. You love that pick for them. Offensive line, definitely an option, or probably defensive interior, likely. Omar Norman Lott, Tennessee. Kind of a question mark, but he's got a lot of I think he's got a really, really high ceiling. So Washington at 58, we took Josh Connerly, the tackle. Could potentially go receiver here, try to help out Terry McLaurin. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna get Trey Harris, somebody with a different build profile that can complement Scary Terry and help out young Jaden Daniels. 59, Baltimore. Okay, we took Trey Amos, the physical corner. That helps out their secondary a lot. Um, I think receiver would be huge, right? I mean, you've got Zay Flowers. Outside of that, I'm not really sure. I mean, Rashad Bateman, okay, that does, again, really doesn't move the needle, at least not for me. Um, Xavier Restrepo looks pretty good. I think that might be a little bit redundant. Isaiah Bond, again, kind of the same thing. Let's go Nick Nash, right? A different kind of build, different profile receiver that can complement Zay Flowers, be more of a possession receiver for you. He's still got wheels, still got yak, but definitely not the Zay Flowers type build. So, all right, 60 Buffalo. You got back-to-back picks here. It's pretty, man, you love that. Especially this is right in like the heart of the second round when you've got some really good players still available, and right after this range is where they kind of start to fall off, in my opinion. Um, so we went with the defensive interior position. We got Kenneth Grant, lucky enough to have him fall to you there. So could take another receiver, right? Help out Amari Cooper. You've got Khalil Shakir. He looks pretty good as well. Got some other weapons. I don't know that I see anyone that I love here. Maybe Ricky White. He's kind of fallen down the board a little bit. You might be able to get away with, some of these guys probably in the third round. So let's look elsewhere, see if we can get some better value. I think we've got some really good edge rushers here, and I think Mike Green is hard to pass up on. I think you take Mike Green there. So you've got an edge, you've got a defensive interior. You don't necessarily need to go running back. You've got James Cook. He's looked really good as of late. Obviously loaded at the tight end position. Very solid offensive line. Yeah, I really think you can kind of go BPA here. Maybe build out that defensive line even a little bit more. Um, just don't necessarily love the corners. Do love a corner for them, but don't love the corners that are available. But linebacker, again, another team that uses their linebackers, and their linebackers seem to play well for them. Uh, for me, I do like Stutzman quite a bit. I don't think he's probably ranked as highly up here, but Jeffrey Bassa, really good linebacker out of Oregon. 62, we got Philly. They took a guard and Tyler Booker. They're going to take Xavier Restrepo. Okay, they've got Devonta Smith already, who's a burner, but can still make those possession type catches for you. Having a third guy that you can rely on that's an excellent speedster, can play out of the slot for you, um, and can be, a solid number two receiver if Devonta Smith gets hurt or if AJ Brown, gets hurt, somebody that can move into that spot for you, uh, I think is big. 63, Kansas City, we took Jahad Campbell. That was great value there for him to fall to you. And again, lucky enough to have some really good options here. And I think they're going to go defensive interior. They're going to go TJ Sanders of South Carolina. And lastly, 64, we took Jack Sawyer for the Lions, the edge rusher. And I think this is where you go interior offensive line or at the interior offensive line position, but a tackle likely that can play it for you. And it's like Marcus Bowe. Marcus Bowe at the guard position. Love it. All right, so we do the recap for you. We're not going to go through round one. That's in the previous video if you want to see that. And we're not going to do round two either. So, all right, there it is. Catch you later. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.